During the summertime, our kids are home or we're off doing a bunch of things, so I wanted to give us a simple snack idea that you can make at the start of your week and then you can keep in your fridge all week. Honestly, probably up to 2 weeks you can have this. It's just any nuts of your choice. So I'm gonna use pecans and cashews for today. Dates. We're gonna melt chocolate and add a little bit of coconut oil to our chocolate to get like that good fat in there. And then we'll dip some of them in chocolate and some of them we're gonna roll in coconut. So we're gonna start with our base first. Okay, for this snack, you'll really want to have a food processor. If you don't have one, I use it all the time. I know I've mentioned that before. So we're gonna start by chopping our pecans first, and then we'll do our cashews. Pecans are a little bit of a harder nut, so it will take a little bit longer, whereas the cashews will go very quickly. So I'm gonna use the whole bag. This is a 12-ounce bag. So I'm gonna just add them to the base and turn on our food processor. Once it hits that sand-like consistency you can see inside, that's when we're gonna add our cashews. And I'm using unroasted and unsalted. So, and this is a 10-ounce bag. So I'm just gonna add them to here. And I'm gonna, again, blitz it until it becomes pretty sand-like again, and then we'll start adding our dates. Okay, so super fast with the cashews. So you can see it looks like sand. You can feel it. It's not super wet yet, which is good. So now we're gonna add our dates, and I definitely prefer the ones with the pit still in it. I think they stay fresher. I've noticed the ones that don't have the pit tend to be a lot harder, and you really want them to be like juicy and fat, and I'll show you what I mean when I open this. Okay, so here are our dates, and you can see they are really nice and juicy. They have the pit in them, so we're just removing the pit and then just having them and adding them to our nut mixture. It's obviously gonna take slightly longer, but again, the quality of your dates are gonna be a lot better if they have the pits in them. Okay, so now that our dates are in, we're gonna close it up again, and now we're gonna mix until it becomes pretty wet. So when it goes up on the wall like that, you can just take it and go down again. You can use a spoon or whatever you want to use. We're also gonna add a little bit of coconut to this mixture. Okay, so we're probably just adding about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then we'll just put the lid back on and continue to mix. Let's go down. You can see it's getting really wet and heavy on the sides. And so when you open it up, it should be pretty easy to mold because we are gonna make a ball shape. So if you can compress it together with your hands and it stays like that, then that's a great consistency and that's what you want. So at this point, I'm gonna move all of our mixture to a bowl, and then we're gonna melt some chocolate behind me. So now our chocolate is melted. We have our nuts and dates mixed together. You can see it's pretty wet, and we'll be able to make nice little balls with it. The size is up to you. I prefer a smaller bite size, so that is what I'm gonna make. But if you wanna go a little bit bigger, you can. So for some of them, I'm just gonna roll, make a ball, and then I'm gonna put in my coconut and just roll it in the coconut. And for that, that's done. And then we'll also do chocolate ones. So for the chocolate, I melted it with a double broiler. So I added a pot of water and I filled it about 1/3 of the way up. And then I put my glass bowl or any heat safe bowl that you have, you can put on top. And I just did the 1 bag of chocolate chips. And then I added about 2 tablespoons of coconut oil because I want to have that like sweet but also good fat of the oil and the nuts. So it becomes a really good snack for you and your kids as you're traveling. It's not gonna like make your blood sugar spike and then drop really fast. This will just help sustain that like afternoon little pick-me-up. So I've done a coconut one. I'm gonna do a chocolate one. So again, I'm just making a small ball. And then I'm gonna dip it in the chocolate, and depending on you, do you want the whole thing coated? Do you want it halfway? I'm gonna do it mostly coated. And then I'm gonna add it to my paper. And then something I do like to add for some of them, not all of them, because I have one son that gets mad when he sees these in the fridge with salt. I don't know why. He's just like, I don't like the salt. I love the salt. So we're just gonna add some like flaky sea salt to the top of these. So this becomes like a decadent, but still relatively pretty good for you snack to have. So I'm gonna keep making some more. So I would store these in the fridge, just in an airtight container that you have. If you have like several rows of them, just put some parchment paper or wax paper between each row. So it's not sitting directly on them. And then for the chocolate ones, you're gonna want them to really cool and come to room temperature. You can either stick them in the fridge right away. If you can't wait, which some people can't, you can just eat it right away. You could also, instead of flaky sea salt, you wanna do chocolate and some coconut, you can do that. So you just be as creative as you want to be with these. This is a really fun and easy snack to make with your kids. Have them roll it all out because that does take a little bit of time, but I think it's something that they would enjoy doing with you. Another thing you can add to these, if you're really trying to up your protein, you can add a protein powder. And I would add that when you're mixing everything in the food processor to make sure your protein powder is well incorporated. Okay, I'm gonna finish making these in a little bit. I hope you enjoy this snack for you or for you and your kids. I know many times throughout the school year and in the summertime, I'm always reaching for these, and I'm sure you will as well. Enjoy.